Beautiful look at Aspen, Colorado. Yesterday, big snow came in. Today, the clouds have parted. We got partly sunny skies, or you can call it partly cloudy. I tend to focus on the positive. 33 degrees is the temperature, and there you see the facts. Humidity 42% for you weather geeks out there, and the wind just 5 miles an hour. And that is huge because what we don't want is big gusts of wind coming across that pipe. So we'll kick things off in the men's competition. 5 men in heat number 1 qualifying. And you go down this list, T-Bird, we're talking about the groups of death. This is a pretty good group from top to bottom with Blackwell, Lee, Wolle, Josey, and Hirano.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now I'm looking at Ruka Hirano. He's got to be the favorite. But then you're looking at the 2 Americans, Chase Josey and Chase Blackwell. That right there, if you're looking at it, would be my top 3. And then you got the newcomer, Jason Wolle. So I'm excited to see what they are going to throw down here in this pipe as men's qualifying heat 1 gets underway.
So you see a bit of clouds coming in during the women's competition. It was much more blue sky. I guess the biggest concern you'd have right now would probably be what, a little bit of flat light and the pipe maybe deteriorated on one side. Yeah,
absolutely. A little bit of change of contrast is really the big thing. It affects depth perception, can affect your speed. It looks like, you know, of course they maintain the pipe. They kind of ran some slippers through it, and it's going to be running good right now. It's just kind of a light thing is what I would say.
26-year-old Chase Blackwell out of Longmont, Colorado, set to drop in, has 1 career World Cup podium, a 3rd place finish at Mammoth Mountain in February of 2023. Started snowboarding at the age of 3 with the help of his father. That is quality parity.
And here he is coming in switch, landing deep on that wall. I don't know if that was a light issue, but that was a very, very blind trick that he threw on his first hit right there. Switch backside.
How tough is Chase Blackwell? He's going to use this. He's got the whole pipe. Might as well use it for a training run. Talking to some of the riders out there and the athletes telling me the pipe is very verty. Explain what that means.
Basically, think vert as vertical, right? As the pipe curves upward, the last few feet literally go straight 90 degrees to the sky.
So Chase Blackwell will have to use that as a training run. He will look to run at number 2. Young man out of Colorado. He knows this pipe very well. Let's go back and look at it again. Comes in with a lot of speed on that left-hand side.
Yeah, so here he is spinning switch backside, going for that double dip. He holds the grab. Looks like he opened up a little bit too soon and could not get it around on the switch back 10.
And this is why they wear helmets now when you hit the super pipe. Watch this as he comes down to the face.
Yeah, and you really want to land high on that wall. If you land flat, that hurts just a little bit more.
Probably the first time Chase Blackwell's ever gotten 11.2. That becomes a throwaway. He will have one more opportunity to punch his ticket into the quarterfinals. Lee Ji-yu now set to drop in. Just 16 years of age. Best World Cup finish for him, the 2024-25 season. He was 12th in halfpipe at Secret Garden. Why do we bring up Secret Garden? Because that will be the next stop of Snow League.
Absolutely. The youngest competitor here in men's qualifying heat 1, 16 years old. Dropping into his first wall. He looks to be holding a fair amount of speed. Front side double 16. That is a ridiculous trick to throw on your first hit. And then the back-to-back double cork 1080s, front side and cab. And there's the double crippler, and he knows it.
South Korea's Lee just laid down an absolute smoke show. Remember, you go back 2 years ago when he was 14 years of age, he was the South Korean national champion in halfpipe. So being 16, this is no big deal to him. He's on the biggest stage. I'm sure he grew up watching Shaun do his thing. And he comes out here and throws a 16 on hit number 1.
I mean, it's incredible what's been happening in halfpipe, right? 9s and 10s in the men's field is now 12s and 14s. That's just the reality that we live in. And you see
1260, pardon me.
1260. It even fooled the live announcers. I heard him call 16.
Yeah.
So there's that cab double cork 1080. Look like he got the truck driver. Okay, he got the truck driver. See, these are those little things that the judges are seeing that happen so quickly in real time. And this is what they're currently deliberating in the judges booth. There's that double crippler. I gotta say, a big part of halfpipe riding, you know, as we were talking about, Tina and I were talking about in the women's heats, is amplitude, right? It's all about airtime. That's always gonna score well.
As we wait for the score for Lee to drop, Connor Manning, the super slow-mo does not lie, and especially when it's in high definition, and we got the best camera folks out there giving the pictures. Are the judges getting the same angles that the folks at home and we are getting?
They are getting the same exact angles that you guys are getting, as well as a lock-off angle that is their own angle. So they get the pipe, every single rider exactly the same. It's not switching like this current feed is. So they've got all the tools they need.
Oh, they got all the tools in the toy box. Here we go. So Lee drops a 70 on that. So the judges obviously saying there's some room for improvement there. This is Jason Wolle. Comes to us by way of Winter Park, Colorado. Just 25 years of age. Finished 7th in the half-pipe event in 2025. The X Games right here on this very same pipe. Had a chance to talk to him yesterday at the top of the pipe. He is confident. This kid has got so much upside.
Yeah, the only goofy-footed rider here in Heat 1 for the men. Let's see what Jason's got. It looked like he wanted to go double there, but kind of let up. Did not quite have the air time he thought he needed. And that really just speaks to the air awareness of these riders, just knowing right as they pop off the lip that they don't have it, open it up, keep it safe, land on the feet.
Nice little training run for Jason Wolle out of Winter Park. And you know, I think you bring up a great point. That first hit didn't have it, had to back out of it, and I think that just kind of threw him out of sync for the second hit.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we'll see a replay and kind of try to figure out what went wrong there.
Yeah, as you can see on the replay there, missing the grab.
Yeah, he
looking
missed
for
that
it.
Grab.
Yeah.
And so much of snowboarding is muscle memory. If one thing doesn't go right, it can literally ruin the entire trick.
Does missing the grab throw you out of sync? Is it like a gyro and now it's like the gyro's not working?
Absolutely. It's things happen in consecutive steps in these athletes' mind, and if step 2 goes wrong, you're not really getting to step 3.
So Jason Wolle says we'll look to the next one, and he will indeed. 2 runs for all these athletes. You only keep your best score, and then the top athlete in each heat moves on to the quarterfinals. Everyone else off to the LCQ. The next 2 or 3 off to the LCQ, I should say, is Chase Josey. Now waits his turn. Young man out of Sun Valley, Idaho, just 29. His love for snowboarding began as a father-son pastime on the slopes in Sun Valley, Idaho. That's a great start. He was just 5 years of age when he started shredding.
And keep an eye out. He's a regular footer, but keep an eye out for switch backside spins. Chase Josey, one of the most technical riders in the men's field. There's the front side double cork 1080. He's gonna go cab 900. Look at the height meter, 13 feet. There's that switch backside 900. And the cab double cork 1080. So 2 10s, 2 9s. Yeah, Chase Josey is feeling it right now. And then the Andrecht. You got to max out this pipe. If you have the space, every single point matters here at Snow League. Try to garner as many as you can.
So would you rather have a run with 5 hits, maybe a little more technical, or a run with 6 hits and back off the technicality? Are they equal?
Here's the thing. I'd rather have 5 hits with technicality and amplitude combined than 6 hits. I think that's going to score well today. And there you can see in the bottom right, frontside double cork 1080 stalefish, that little green number with the arrow, that's amplitude. The clear or the white dot in the middle, that's your execution. So if you see that, it means it was done. That's it.
It's better than red.
Exactly. Red is not good. Green is even better.
Well, the mark to beat right now is a 70 put up by South Korea's Lee Jeo. I think this could be better than 70. I mean, I'm no Connor Manning, but I just feel like this had enough sizzle in it that it should put him in that zone.
Yeah, and really what the judges were doing with Lee Jeo's score is setting the bar, right? If they throw out an 85, that doesn't leave you a huge margin to go up from there.
Execution as well, something big for the judges.
And the score comes at a 62-2 for Chase Josey, so that slots him into second place for the time being.
Oh, this kid though, Ruka Hirano.
And just to be clear, everyone, he is not related to Ayumu. Ayumu does have a brother who rides and rides very well, but this is not his brother. This is Ruka Hirano, comes to us by way of Osaka. 3 consecutive crystal globes, and this young man, when this athlete is on, I think he puts a little bit of fear into Ayumu Hirano because he goes to work.
Yeah, 100%. And you can tell right now, every other athlete is like, he's coming in switch right now. So he's going to be spinning switch backside double cork 10.
Double cork 10. Back around and forward here. The backside
900. And a frontside double cork 1080. into the cab double cork 1080. That amplitude is going up. And then the alley-oop backside rodeo. One of my favorite tricks to watch in the half pipe. You know, with all those crazy spins and all those crazy corks, I like as the men get, you know, later on down the pipe, they scale it back with a nice, simple, stylish trick that gets the crowd hyped like a backside rodeo.
Ruka Hirano, the gift that just keeps on giving. This is how he starts, and you pointed this out. He comes in switch. Let's just go real technical to get things off with a bang.
I mean, in what world 5, 6 years ago would you imagine they would start a run with a switch backside double cork 1080?
Maybe a 900 with or a straight air.
And there's the cab 10 switch frontside double cork 1080, 11.5 feet. You see he's grabbing truck driver. Think of it like a truck driver's hands right on a steering wheel. Heel edge, toe edge, hold on to that thing till you land. And the alley-oop backside rodeo. I feel like, I don't want to say that was the best run we saw.
Right.
It was the most complete run that we've seen in this heat.
I would agree with you on that one. So while the judges adjudicate and see where they're going to put him after one run, remember the mark to beat is a 70, and then we're going to send him all back up to the top again. I have to think he's above a 70. Yeah, and this, you see the scores coming in, 82.7, and that feels just about right. So Ruka Hirano goes into first place. That's 5 up, 5 down. They'll go back up to the top and start all over again. This is just heat number 1 of the men's qualifying at Snow League. Ruka Hirano drops an 82.75. And correct me if I'm wrong, T-Bird, that was a pretty pedestrian run for him.
It was, yeah. That was his maybe second or third gear. He's got 2 or 3 higher to go that, you know, if he does qualify to tomorrow, to the quarterfinals, I think we're going to see him step those up.
So if you're an athlete in heat number 1, excuse me, you look at this now and you say, okay, here's where I'm sitting. If you're a Chase Josey, Jason Wolle, Chase Blackwell, what is your thought process? Are you thinking I've got to knock off an 82.75, or are you thinking, you know, Ruka's going to probably go 88?
Yeah, they know that Ruka has that run that can go 88, so I think right now they're trying to just get up as high as they can below Ruka, if not above him. You could see Chase Josey throw out one of his crazy runs that tries to get that number 1 seed.
Well, one of the 2 chases is ready to drop in right now. It's Chase Blackwell out of Longmont, Colorado. Remember, number 1 goes in automatically into the quarterfinals. 2 and 3, they've got to go through the LCQ to try to fight their way into those quarterfinals.
This is where it went wrong for Chase Blackwell. He sticks it, and his run continues on. Backside 914.5 feet out of this pipe into the front side double cork 1080, comboing that with a cab double 1080. And then he's like, I'm just going to slash this thing. I'm not going to try to get too much out of it. He's sitting on an 11.25. Right now in the men's field, there are 5 riders per heat, but we're only looking at the top 3. If you qualify first, you qualify into tomorrow. Second and third, you get into the last chance qualifier later today.
So 4 hits for him, but it is going to be a massive improvement on the 11.25. And the big question I have for Connor Manning, Connor, how big is the touch on the wall for the judges?
Yes, he is. And there it is.
Todd, that is definitely something they're talking about right now.
Okay.
They're talking about around the 2nd or 3rd place. They're really deliberating whether or not the execution, if that's impact or if that's really holding him up off the wall.
What do you think, T-Bird? I don't think it held him up.
To me, it didn't look like it stopped him from falling personally.
Right,
it was just that he was so close to the wall and his hands were out and they just kind of dragged.
I thought it was kind of stylish, but he's so close to his face to that, and we saw him take a hard fall on run number 1. But again, I think we can all agree it's going to be better than an 11.25. He's looking to get better than an 82.75. That would put him into first place, but look at the airtime summary.
Yeah, it's all in the green. 14 feet, 12 feet, 13, and then ending it with a switch backside, or switch double cork 1080 in the 14-foot range.
Worth reminding everyone at home, these walls are 24 feet, so you go ahead and tack on that 14, 12, 13 on top of that. You're basically dropping out of a 3-story building.
100%. Yeah, we're talking huge heights. The judges are definitely taking their time right now. You know, Chase Josey is currently sitting in 3rd place in that last chance qualifier spot. So I think if Chase Blackwell comes in at anything above 62.25, he's feeling relatively good.
Sure.
Better than an 82.7 if he wants to take the top spot from this heat.
I guess that's a good or a bad thing. The jury's out. Guilty, not guilty.
Otherwise, he's got to be better than a 62.2.
Connor, is this really the judges? I mean, are they just really crossing T's, dotting I's?
They're crossing T's and dotting I's, and actually what happens here that a lot of people don't see in the booth is that what's going on is they ended up with a tie on the original score, so they want to make sure that they have the right rider in the top spot.
Okay. Chase Blackwell vaults himself into a possible last chance qualifying position. He's got to sit and wait now. He sits in second place with a 70.50, so he's just ahead of Lee, and now Lee set to drop in, the 16-year-old from South Korea, looking for a big score. So he's still in a transfer position, T-Bird, but it's very precarious, and he still knows that Jason Wolle, Chase Josey, they still have to go.
And this is my favorite part about these qualifying heats, is it allows these riders to kind of go blow for blow, punch for punch, right? Legio is going to get his shot right now as he starts things off with a frontside double cork.
Get the extra 180 in there with the frontside double cork.
13.5 feet above the lip.
Yeah, his amplitude isn't quite as explosive as Chase Blackwell, but he's getting the technicality points right now. There's a frontside double cork 1080 to end his run. And I really am I'm excited to see this replay, right? Because that was a little bit more technical, not quite as big as some of the other runs we've seen. So we're really going to get an idea of where the judges are scoring things and what they're putting on a pedestal. All right, so here comes the first hit. Frontside double cork 14. Jeez,
Come
first
on.
hit.
How is that a stock trick?
About 13.5 feet out of the pipe. I will say, though, after this, he starts to lose a little bit of height, but he does gain it back at certain points. There's his final hit, frontside double cork 1080.
Connor, what are you thinking here? I mean, give us a ballpark.
I think this one actually might be a little lower than his last run, although bumping up his technicality, like you guys were talking about, the execution was a little bit lower as well as the amplitude from his first run.
Well, he needs better than an 82.75 to go into first place, and to Connor Manning's point, look at that, 70. So now Lee has to sit and wait. He is on the literal bubble right now in that third position. That would be the last transfer position. If Hirano wins this heat, then it would be Blackwell and Lee. But now he's got to sit and watch two really good riders drop in. Two athletes that I know he knows well in Jason Wolle and Chase Josey.
And Jason Wolle, jersey number 84. Things did not go his way on run one. He's sitting on a score of 14.75. There he is, kind of centering himself, getting ready for the biggest stage he has ever ridden on here in Aspen.
25-year-old, excuse me, at a Winter Park, Colorado. Here we go.
7-inch switch.
There's the front side double cork 1080. He hangs on. And there's the Hawk flip, cab 7 underflip into the front side 9. Look at how close that tail grab is, or that tail of his board is to his body. There's the front side 1080. You don't see, these days, you don't see a lot of flat spun front 10s. I got a lot of respect for that.
I love the style. Let's break this down and be honest. I don't think that's better than Ruka Hirano's run. So what he's looking at now is he needs to be better than a 70 to get himself in the conversation.
And if he does, I mean, that means Legio will get bumped out.
Got one down.
You know, we're coming. This is a pressure cooker right now. So here's that first hit, front side double cork 1080. That's where things went wrong for him on run number 1.
Ooh, got away with it.
One thing I will note, look at that right hand behind the knee. I wonder if the judges will dock for that. Sometimes they like to see that thing out on the side of your body rather than tucked up underneath your knee. There's the front side 900.
Great grab there, locked it in.
Yeah, he's really bending that back leg to get that tail as close to his body as he can. What that allows him to do is spin faster and keep it flat. And then same thing with that front side 1080 double tail grab. I missed that in real time. Look at that.
Okay, a few more tech points there for Jason Wolle, which when he's not on a snowboard, he's got a set of clubs in his hand. An avid golfer, he said it's turned into an addiction. And,
I'm okay with that.
all right, the judges are going to ding him. It's going to get a 57.2. So unfortunately, that is going to keep him out of moving on. But Jason Wolle, bright future. We'll see him down the line.
Here we go.
Comes down to this.
Yes, it does. Ruka Hirano is safe. He's going to end up in the top 3. We know that. Where in that top 3, it's officially up to this man right here, Chase Josey.
And you know who else is breathing a sigh of relief is Chase Blackwell, because he is locked in with the last athlete going in Chase Josey. He's going to be in a top 3 no matter what. The question is, does Chase Josey want to go into LCQ and get 2 more runs and go through that? Or does he want to just come out and say, you know what, why don't I just throw down an 83 and go into first place?
Well, I mean, you know, what plays into that is Ruka Hirano still has 1 more run.
Sure.
So if I'm Chase Josey right now, I kind of want that 1 seed.
Yeah.
That's going to come
100%.
into play on finals day. You want to qualify automatically, and you want to save your legs. You don't want to come through the last chance qualifier. You want to, you know, save your stamina for tomorrow.
Listen to the breathing. Here we go.
And Chase Josey is off and running front side, double cork 1080.
Plenty of air time to spot that landing.
Into
that switch front side.
Switch frontside 900 and the back 9, so back-to-back 9s.
Doubles up.
Yep. Chase Josey is feeling it right now. Front side 12.
Oh, a little tail slash there at the end, and that, my friends, is how you do it.
That 12 was his extra gear,
Yep.
right? That just took it from 3rd to 4th, and he's still building. So leads me to believe that Chase Josey just wants to get into that top 3,
Yep.
come through the last chance qualifier, and he knows he has more gas in the tank.
He needs just better than a 70. I say that. He just dropped into a world-class super pipe. He needs better than a 70.
I mean, there you see that green plus,
Yep.
right? Front double 10, stalefish, executed well, 13.5 feet above the lip of the half pipe.
So as he makes his way down, we look at this, we bring in Connor Manning once again. Connor, how important is it, or I should say, how much does it add to the flavor? Little salt, little pepper, to do that last trick right in front of the judge's grill.
It definitely is one of those tricks that really leaves an impression on the judges, but what I'm hearing from the judges here is that when they got their close-up replay of that, he missed the grab on the 1260,
Okay.
so it may not be as high as we
Yeah,
think.
you
Look
see
at
that
that.
minus sign next to the double cork 12 on his last hit.
Well, those darn judges see everything. And by the way, how great are the pictures? I mean, it is.
Red Bull double pipe here many years
Look at
ago.
it one more time. It's the double
Chase
cork
won the,
1260.
Riders' Choice Award for.
All right, let's see this
Look
grab
at
here. He does miss
yeah.
it. Yeah, you see him reach. He does not quite get it. So difficulty will probably be high,
Yep.
but execution maybe not so much.
Again, needs it better than a 70 even to move into that position. And I just, he's going to come up just short, 68.2 for Chase Josey. So he goes 4th place and misses out.
That is a shocker to me.
Oh, he was so, I got to wonder if he got that grab in, Connor, if he got that grab in and locked it, does he get the 70?
That's what they were talking about, getting above that 70.5, even possibly into that 2nd spot.
I mean, when you're competing at this level, I mean, it's like the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
They say the Super Bowl comes down to 1 or 2 plays. It's millimeters, it's inches, it's the tiny, intricate details that have to be on.
Game of inches, game of grabs. Here we go, and it's a game of thrones for Ruka Hirano because he is on top of the throne right now, 82.75. This, T-Bird, as they call it, is a glory run.
Yes, it is, but there is no glory run to Ruka Hirano. Switch, backside, double cork 10. Into the backside 900. What's he going to throw out now? What? Ruka Hirano practicing for tomorrow.
Yeah.
He will be qualifying first, but he looked like he was trying to throw that 14.
Was he your pick for the overall?
Tomorrow, so.
Was he your pick for the overall?
My pick for overall was Ayumu.
Ayumu, okay.
Yeah,
No, there's
but
still a lot
Ruka's
of
name was
strategy.
right at the top. I mean,
I want to
he's
say
definitely
Diesel
one-
might have picked him.
Yeah, I think Diesel did.
Oh, boy.
All right, here you see it gets the grab. Let's see what went wrong here on the landing. And then getting that last 180 around to bring it to 1440.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just not quite enough airtime.
He was close to like a 1360. But an easy sit for Ruka Hirano, a 22-year-old out of Osaka, and he will win heat number 1 with a score of 82.75.
And how about Chase Blackwell back against the wall in 4th place, falling on his first hit of his first run, and he comes through qualifying in 2nd with a 70.50, and then Lee Gio with a 70 even. So Chase Blackwell and Lee will be in the last chance qualifier.
All right, let's send it down to the crowd. Let's hear from the winner of heat number 1.
All right, Ruka Hirano making it look easy on his very first run. 準々決勝決まりました。おめでとうございます。今日のランについて、あとアタックプランについて一言お願いします。
そうですね。やっぱ今日は、スピードが乗りにくくて、あんま自分が思ってたランはできなかったです。それはちょっと悔しいところです。
So he actually thought that he didn't have enough speed in his runs and wasn't quite able to do what he wanted to do, but he does make it through to the bracket challenge. So congratulations, おめでとうございます。お疲れ様でした。どうもありがとうございます。頑張ってください。
All right, Ruka Hirano will be riding tomorrow. He has automatically advanced. We are going to take a quick commercial break before we get Heat 2 in men's qualifiers going here in Aspen.